Happy Friday, or should I say Friday? I love when I see those emojis or different things that come across that have fry and then YAW, Friday. I think that is so cute and so representative of a Friday after a busy, stressful week. So, hello everyone. I'm Dr. Janae Hunt, coming to you this Friday afternoon, this beautiful Friday afternoon. And some of the things that are on my mind today are talking about the power of being a good listener. That's something that I was recently given the opportunity to do in the last 24 hours. And so I thought, you know what better platform to come and talk about that than the YouTube channel here, because it served as a reminder of the importance of being a good listener. But before we get into that, I'm just outside. It feels really good out here today. And I begin to think about how by the time it's Friday, we're just spent with our time, our emotions, and so many other things. So just checking in to see if everyone's had some rest and relaxation this week. And maybe what did that look like for you? I've been really big on self care lately and the importance of self care. So, for me, it is getting outside, especially on a great day like this, or um, sometimes I have to reset my parasympathetic nervous system. That's something we all can do. That's the part of your nervous system. So it's two parts. You have your sympathetic, which is your fight or flight response, and your parasympathetic, which is like how you relax and rest and things like that. And so you can actually reset your parasympathetic nervous system by simply placing your hands behind your neck, and you would shift both of your eyes to the right. And you will do this until you will elicit either a yawn, a sigh, or a cough. And you're stimulating that vagus nerve. And you can do that. That felt good. You can do that as many times as you'd like. And so that just kind of helps to relax, put you into a de stress type of environment. It can help with your blood pressure, your heart rate, and things like that. So, hopefully, you all are staying healthy and drinking plenty of water, eating well, feeding your spirit, mind, and body. And so, moving on to being a good listener. Like I said, I was challenged initially on this in the last 24 hours. I had someone reach out and they had a genuine concern, and I knew a little bit from whence this concern came from. And I knew my role as a friend at that time was to just be a good listener. And it was a challenge for me to listen at the time because I had some things I was dealing with my mother and her health. And I we have to make that call. Are we going to answer the phone? Is this a boundary for me right now? When's it a good time for me to take this call? And so, I wasn't able to take their call right away. That was a choice that I had to make. But when I did take their call, it went smoothly, and I knew it would be a difficult conversation to listen to and to have. But it was successful. And so I just want to talk a little bit about the qualities of a good listener and see how it goes. So, one thing when you're listening to someone else, and you immediately kind of want to put the conversation into context. Is this a leisure conversation? Is this an issue that's being presented? Kind of what's the narrative behind the conversation? What's the background, and what's the purpose of the conversation? Every conversation is not hot and heavy. Some conversations are light and fun and good to have and enjoyable. So, but this person definitely had a concern on their mind. It was quite heavy, and I knew that innately I felt different than them a little bit, or how I would present myself in that situation would be different than they did. And I needed to let them know that because um, it was important, or otherwise, sometimes people assume things about you that just simply it wouldn't be good. It wouldn't be healthy for your friendship or relationship, or the outcome of the conversation. So think about when you're listening to someone. Now, this conversation was by phone, so if it was face to face, it would be important that I maintain some eye contact with them, which I'm trying to do with you right now in this camera, is have some eye contact. But that's important when you're listening to someone. You don't want to be listening to them and you're like all off in la la land here, because that shows that you're not very attentive and your attention's just being driven away by any little thing. It's a distraction. So all that was on purpose, but it's just a distraction, and it doesn't make them feel like you're really interested in what they have to say. And so that's one point I would leave with you. And the other point is to, I've been guilty of this before, and I have friends who are guilty of this, and people I know, finishing that person's sentence before they do, because you're following along so well with the conversation that you and we think we know what the person's going to say next, when indeed it could have been something totally different, and sometimes it is. So that's also not really attentive when you're trying to show someone that you're interested in what they're saying. So it's best to just kind of be quiet, maybe nod now and again, or encourage them with, okay, I see type of comments, and it encourages the conversation to move along. And it's also nice when you're doing some active listening to recap the conversation as it's going along. That lets the person know that they've been heard. So it's just saying, oh, okay, I see. So that's why you felt like you needed to do that. And, and you can interject your opinion if you want to, but it's not necessary. You can simply just listen to what they had to say, and just show them that you're following along and that you're intentionally listening. So what do you do when that person starts becoming emotional? It could, emotions come in different forms. That's not just crying. This could be anger or tears or any emotion. How do you handle that when you're being an effective listener? And this person did become emotional when I spoke with them, and it was in the form of anger. And um, I told them, I said, I do not innately respond to that situation like you do. I said, but I'm brave enough to listen to you right now. And I'd like to know how to respond in my own natural way to this situation. So I'm listening to you and I'm learning from you. But I did not align my thinking with them because they were just kind of on 10, and I felt a little different about the situation. So, um, those are things you don't, you have to just be honest about your emotions and your feelings and how you would respond to a situation. And so, you don't want to let their emotions pull you into that situation, because you have to set the temperature within yourself and not allow someone else's external thermometer to raise your temperature up while you're doing some good active listening as a friend or family member or whatever the situation may be. So, think about it. What are some situations where you've had to just really exercise some good active listening, and how did that turn out for you? Um, what do you think happened that made it success for you and for that person? And if anything did go wrong, what would you do different next time? Food for thought. So, this person, in the end, I guess I should say, how the outcome was for our conversation. They thanked me. Was happy for the insight I was able to provide. I equally thank them for the opportunity to listen to their share and their wisdom, and hopefully will help me with some future experiences as well. So never take for granted active listening. It is important. Sounds like an ice cream truck's rolling up on me, and I'm going to sit back, relax, and enjoy a little bit more of this nature on this happy Friday. So I'm Dr. Janae Hunt. I will talk to you all later. Have a good day.